Well, here we are again. So, last video, I took a look at a knockoff of DX9's Hulky. These guys. They're Devastator. And, as you guys probably remember, I was not exactly thrilled. Yes, it was, it's not that bad, but still, no. But a little bit after that guy came out, Iron Factory, a company that's known for their legend-sized products, came out with their BRUTICUS. This is not their BRUTICUS. This is a knockoff from Transsphere, named Panzer Legion. Now, this is not my first time handling the molds, as I do have another one from the same fucking company. And a lot of the pieces, every member had at least one thing of theirs break. So I sucked it up and bought a new one. I'm filming this on the day I got them. On the day they got here. Anyway, we are going to break this down, going from legs to arms to torso. So, let's get into that. We're starting with seemingly everyone's favorite Combaticon. Not mine. My favorite Combaticon is Vortex, but seemingly everyone's favorite Combaticon, Swindle. And yeah, he looks really nice. He's a nice little Hummer. Yeah. Not too many details that, wouldn't be on the actual vehicle. But yeah. You've even got taillights. That is not something a lot of companies paint. But yeah. Underneath you can see his chest. Oh well. And because of the way he combines, you can flip up flip up his thing and have like someone working on his engine. Speaking of which, since she's out, here's how he scales with a Lego minifigure. Fuck it. Here's how he scales with Iron Factory's Sonic Wave, their sound wave. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. And here he is with the DX9 Scrapper. Yeah. Definitely not bad. Definitely not bad. I will say I really do like this guy. So we're gonna do Transformation, and then we're gonna skip to Brawl. Then we're going to do the rest of them. And then we're going to do a big group shot in robot mode, and that's where I'll do robot mode comparisons. So I don't have to transform these guys like 500 times. Anyway, but yeah. I think that's basically it to say about his vehicle mode. His wheels are pinned on, so he does roll very, very well. And yeah. So, let's get down to transformation. First thing you're going to want to do is remove this top section right here and set it off to the side. And then this is the base Hummer, which has some nice details on the roof, I will say that. Anyway, next you're going to want to take these panels and rotate them down. You're going to want to come here and flip these top sections up. You can go ahead and rotate the feet whenever you want. I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. And flip the windshield down. Now you're going to want to kind of pop this up so you have enough room to move the arms out of the way. And you rotate the legs down. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to take the feet, pull them out on this hinge and flip them back, which is really nice and really clever, honestly. You're going to want to kind of straighten out the shoulders, rotate the arm so you can fold it down. This is always the hardest part of the transformation for me, is the arms, because otherwise usually these panels pop off, which I'm surprised they didn't. On my other one they would pop off constantly. Anyway, you are going to want to come in here, flip this section down, and flip the head up. It could just be because these are new, that's why they're so stiff, but you know. Anyway, here you have Swindle in robot mode. And I honestly really like this. I do prefer the more G1 cartoon aesthetic, where, you know, the front of the G becomes his chest. But that's fine. These guys are going for a toy aesthetic. But yeah, let's take a look at some of the details. Like that chest. That really good swindly face. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera, but he is smirking. He's like, "Hey, I'll sell you your own motherboard for $500. But yeah, his foot does not want to stay. His foot really doesn't want to stay. There's probably a little bit of plastic in there. Yeah, you can see there's a little bit of mold flash. I'll deal with that later. But yeah, he looks really good. You got some nice detailing right there under the foot. Got the toesies. On the back, yeah, the entire front of the car just kind of folds onto his back, but you know, that's fine. Because he and Brawl are not the same size in robot mode. Swindle is significantly shorter, which is, you know, realistically, that is accurate for realism's sake. Swindle would be a lot shorter because he turns into a Hummer and Brawl turns into a tank. But yeah, articulation, the head is on a ball joint, if you can see that. Not too much wiggly waggly because of how his helmet's shaped, but you can, you know, rotate full 360. He can look up if he wants to, or you can rip his head off, you know, whatever you want to do. There we go. But yeah, the shoulders are on ball joints and a hinge right here. So you can get quite a few, you know, cool poses from the arms. You can do full 360. Well, they could if the backpack didn't get in the way. The shoulder, or the elbows, are on a ball joint and a hinge. Because of the kibble, you can't get, you know, a full use of the double hinge. Oh, there's already a stress mark forming. Fuck. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. It's happening on my other one, too. Anyway, but yeah. And the wrists do rotate. Nothing at... Oh, wait, never mind. You do have a waist joint. I thought you didn't. But yeah. You do have a waist joint, apparently. Full 360. The hips are on ball joints, so you can kick forward that far. This one's already loose, oh well. It's a knockoff, what do I expect? Can kick backwards that far. You do get perfect range of motion from the knees because of how he transforms. The feet can move up, they can move back. You do have ankle tilt, and the toes can also move. So yeah, these guys are pretty poseable. These guys are actually really poseable. As for weapons, Swindle gets these two, apparently. This one is his big fuck-off cannon, which you can just have him hold. Doesn't peg into his shoulder like G1, but oh well. And he, if I don't fucking drop it, gets this little tiny fucking pea shooter. with a scope on it for some reason. It's like the Magnum from Halo. Or it's one of the, you know, most precise weapons in the world. But yeah. Yeah. So there is Swindle. I'm going to set him off to the side. Next, we're taking a look at Brawl. My second favorite Combaticon? I don't know, actually. It's kind of a draw between Brawl and Onslaught for my second favorite of the Combaticons. But, you know, he looks good. He looks good. Yeah. He's a big green tank. Let's remove his weapons here. Oh, and I forgot, you can't really do too much with Swindle's roll bar. At least not yet. There's more when we get to Onslaught's trailer, but that's for Onslaught. Yeah, so go ahead and remove his Uzis. And yeah, he's a big green tank. There's some nice detailing on here. Yeah. Underneath you can totally see his face, but you know, that's fine. And his chest and his butt. But yeah, you know, there's some nice detailing right here. I really want to go in and paint these sections purple. I'm not, because I would fuck it up. I already know it, but you know. Got 2 ports up here, so you know, you can plug his weapons on up here if you want. You can plug them on right here, you know. You can arm these guys up really however you want. Yeah, the turret does rotate a full 360. That is not the joint it usually rotates on. It's on this really weird joint that is, yeah. So it can rotate like that, or it can rotate like that. So, yeah. So, you know, depending on what joint you're rotating on, depends on where the turret is, but, you know. And it is very easy to misalign it. The turret can also aim upwards. It can aim behind it. It doesn't need to rotate, it can just shoot behind it like that. But, yeah. Not too much to say, he's just a big green tank. Now, for transformation, what you're going to want to do is come under here. Go ahead and move his feet out of the way. That's what I do first. But then you're going to want to take this section of the tread, untap it, and flip it back. Untap it, and flip it back. Next, you don't have to remove the turret, but it does make it easier to show you people this, so, you know. You're going to want to come here and rotate these sections outward. Rotate those outward. And go ahead and split the legs. Untab the arm. Oh, wait, no. You can go ahead and bring this down, just so you have room. If you don't want to reveal the head yet, you can just push it down. Rotates the shoulders like that didn't happen. I did not pop his arm off the joint. Anyway, you know, like that. Go ahead and untab his arms, or his legs. You want to bring the legs down, like this, and then pull them upward, making sure this joint comes with them. Like that. His joints are also a little loose. Again, I literally just opened these up. They didn't come with a box. They just came in, you know, bubble wrap and shit, so. Not even a shipping box, just bubble wrap. Anyway, you know, pull the heel spurs out. Rotate his waist. Ooh, that is loose. Bring the arms down and angle them so that way they're correctly oriented. And if you pushed it down, bring up his head. And there we have Brawl in robot mode. And this guy looks really freaky. Oh, wait, no, I forgot. Take the turret. If you didn't remove the turret, just rotate it. So it's, you know, a nice backpack with the cannon facing up. Anyway, there is Brawl in robot mode. And he looks really good. Like, he looks good. This is a nice Brawl. And just so I can show you, he and Swindle are vastly different sizes. I like that. I prefer it when, you know, they have more realistic scaling like this. Swindle's backpack is part of what allows them to be the same size in vehicle mode, or in combined mode. But yeah, setting Swindle off to the side. Yeah, Brawl is, you know, really good. Let's look at that head sculpt. It's a nice Brawl head sculpt. It doesn't follow the typical G1 toy aesthetic of, or the G1 cartoon aesthetic of the faceplate being orange, but that's fine. I really don't mind that. It was a weird design choice, but I don't mind this being normal. Yeah. Yeah. Looking at the back, you can say it's a little messy with the sections of the tank just sitting there and the hollowness in his legs, but that really never bothered me. It's a Legends figure. Like, it's a Legends figure. You can't expect too much. Even from Iron Factory, it's a Legends figure. Anyway, articulation, the head is on a ball joint. I'm a little scared to move it because I tried to move it on my other copy and his head broke off. His legs also broke off on my other copy. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the head is on a ball joint. It also is on a platform, so you can just raise and lower it if you want. The shoulders are on a ball joint. Get a nice range of movement out of there. The shoulders, you have bicep rotation, even though it's really tight on him right now. It's the one thing that is tight. And you got over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Of course, you have waist rotation because of the way he transforms. That is really loose. Jeez. The hips can kick forward that far and kick back that far. Oh, whoa, you are really loose. That's fine. Knees, you can get, if you don't engage the transformation joint too much, you get not that much range of movement. And why are you always the bane of my existence on Bruticus sets, Brawl? Anyway, and his feet are on ball joints and a hinge back here. So, yeah. For Brawl's weapons, he gets these, which if you bring the handle down, in my opinion, look like Uzis. Like, you know, this is the extendo mag and all that. You know, he can hold them. Bring out that handle. And plug it in. And you can have Brawl shooting people with Uzis, if you want. So we are going to set him off to this side. And, you know, I said we were going to look at the other limbs before we looked at Onslaught, but no, let's bring in Onslaught. Onslaught is really cool. Removing his weapon, you can see he's yeah, he honestly looks like a fire truck to me, like minus all the guns. Like, take off his guns and he looks like a ladderless fire truck. So on my old set I customized him into Splendid Convoy because fire truck. Yes, I actually did that. No, I'm not going to show you individual comparisons because, frankly, I don't feel like taking it apart. So, yeah. Anyway, putting his guns back on. And you can see there some nice, transparent plastic in there. Which is nice, Yeah, the windows picked out in paint. A little hard to see because they are, blue on turquoise, but, underneath you can kind of see how everything's going to work. But, yeah. Now, that's not all Onslaught has. Obviously, he has his gun. But also, he has a big motherfucking trailer. Because this guy is a parts-forming combiner. More than just the feet and hands. Normally, that would piss me off. But it's a Legends combiner, and, we've we've seen how trying to do all of that in one works. So I honestly don't mind it. Yeah, it's a trailer. It has Bruticus's, chest, head, stuff. I'm going to switch out the antennae because these are warped out of the box. I will show you more when we get to combine mode. But yeah. Yeah, trailer. It connects to Onslaught using these sections right here, porting into right here. And if you just position that, he can tow this big motherfucking trailer. And here he is with Soundwave. I will do a comparison with Brawl's vehicle mode when we get to combine mode, because I forgot to do that. Anyway, yeah, there's Soundwave. Here's DX9's Scrapper. As you can see, I actually accept that scale could be accurate, I guess. Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. And here he is next to a Lego minifigure. Yes, this is not an official Lego minifigure. It's from Death Note, of course it's not, but I really like her. I'm thinking of making her my channel mascot. Anyway. So now, disconnecting the giant murder trailer. Let's take a look back at Onslaught. He's cool. Now, let's get into transformation. You're going to want to remove the giant fuck you cannons. And what I do is I just go ahead and plug them back onto here and then, without tearing it apart, rotate this section up. Like, okay. The hands keep falling out, so I'm just going to set them off to the side. But yeah, that's usually what I do with the trailer. Now we can get on to transformation. So what you're going to want to do is you want to come here, pop open these two panels right here, flip them back. Same thing on the opposite side. You're going to want to come up here and flip these sections down. That's for Onslaught's knee. And you're going to want to extend his legs. You just pull them out. You're going to want to come here to the windshields, bring them up. Technically, you're supposed to use, these as the heel spurs. I don't like that. So what I do is I come in. Sometimes I need the help of one of these pieces. And I just come in here, slot them in, and bring these combined mode, or these sections down. These are the combined mode connectors for the legs. Bring that down, and you kind of just rest bring the feet down. Bring the feet down, as you can see, that angling them right, that's how the heels work. You can see why I prefer using the combined mode connectors over these. You're going to want to split the arms, rotate them, bring them down, bring the arms down, Totally forgot you need to split the legs. You can come up here, take this cannon, flip it upwards to make Onslaught's backpack cannons. Open up the chest and bring up the head. Close it up and position it correctly. And oh my goodness gracious, that is a good looking Onslaught. It's not perfect, I will say that, but you know, I do really like him. I think he looks really, really good. Let's get in close on some of the details. You can see his knees. And that head sculpt, the paint's a little fucked, but you know. That head sculpt, you can, that is Onslaught. Like, I don't know if you can, you know, deny that that is Onslaught. It's not as, you know, it's a bit more rounded off than his G1 design, but I don't mind. See some spaces for Decepticon emblems. They all have, you know, spaces for Decepticon emblems, I think, except for fucking Brawl. But, you know. But yeah, he looks really good in my opinion. Coming along to the back here. As you can see, it's just the top. It's just the top of the vehicle mode. But you know, I dig it. I dig it. Ball joints in the feet are a little loose, but you know. Yeah, and he can hold his gun, which is really nice. It's a really big gun. Yeah. Really quickly, let's show off the articulation. The head is on a ball joint. Shoulders are on a ball joint and a hinge, so you can get good amount of upward. You can rotate him. He has bicep rotation. He has double jointed elbow, which is really nice. He has wrist rotation, just like all of them. He has waist rotation. Kinda, it's like up here, but that's for combined mode. You can kick forward, about that far. Back, not really because of this section, but that's fine. Outward, he can do more than the full splits. You have above the knee rotation. You have a little under 90 degrees of bend at the knee. And the foot right here is on a ball joint. So, yeah, you can get him in some pretty dynamic poses for a Legends figure. Let's give him his giant fucking gun, his BFG. Yeah. Let's go ahead and show it off since this is part of Onslaught. No, the trailer can't, you know, arm him up or anything, but what you can do is pop these off, go ahead and slide the combined mode hands back in if they fell out, which they will because you literally just slide them in like this. So, yeah. Anyway, you're going to want to disconnect this section. Bring this up. Go ahead and disconnect the backpack. Disconnect this piece. Disconnect these pieces. And fold this upwards. And go ahead and fold the wheels in and fold these up. Just so we can get started. Now, I am going to look at the instructions for this because I have not actually been able to do this. With my original set, I lost these pieces, so. We are going to take a look at the actual instructions here. Okay, so what are we doing first? Okay. So that is... Okay. Okay, how we show it's showing is you take this section from Swindle, you plug this one, this piece, so it looks like that in right. Focus. That, you know, looks like this. Plug it in there. You're going to take the other one and plug it in right here. It's not showing if I'm supposed to do it a specific way, I think. Or the instructions are just so fucking tiny I can't see. I guess I'm supposed to then plug this in right here. And then it basically says to just take Bruticus's... See what I mean? These are way too fucking... Yeah. But when I go paint the eyes, I'm gonna swap these out with the other ones. Yeah, so it's saying to bring it in like this, maybe? Maybe I... And then you take this section, bring these up. Oh, that is scarily tight. And then this is supposed to connect onto here. And then you're supposed to plug the chest on, I guess, like that. Okay. We're getting there. Fucking antenna. Go ahead and spread his chest wings. Plug. Go ahead and rotate these cannons so the screws are facing the back. Plug his giant cannons on right there, I guess. Then for this section, you fold it up, bring these down, and bring this down. And then it's saying you just okay, I need it. All it's saying is to just slide this in like this, so, I think it's this section's supposed to... I don't know. Okay, setting the crotch off to the side, because I don't know how to do that. You have a, Bruticus bust, which is really nice. It's really nice that, you know, they allow you to do that with the, with the extra Combimo pieces. Again, no fucking idea of how the crotch is supposed to... Because, like, it... Oh, okay. Never mind. That's how you're supposed to do the crotch, I guess. But yeah. So we're gonna set Bruticus's bust right next to Onslaught, because why the fuck not? Actually, it says you can also, plug these in, like, right here onto the giant fuck you cannons, but, you know, whatever. It's nice that they allow you to do that. So, next, we're gonna take a look at Blast-Off. Blast-Off, I'm on the charts. Sorry, Cam Carlisle's Combaticons is stuck in my head. Anyway, he is a brown space shuttle. Yeah, he has a gun right up here, which is stupid. I don't know why. They just tell you to plug the gun up here. I don't know, especially when he already has two guns right here under his wings, but, you know. I'm just gonna set this off to the side for now. I would purposely lose it, but that's important for something I will show you later. But yeah. He has his landing gear, which is nice, you know. There's not too much to say about him, because he's just a brown log with wings, basically. He does have some nice windows, though. I will give him that. He looks really good, I will say. I like the, you know, angular, kind of IDW-esque designs they have. I know this was back more early days of Iron Factory, when, they were just starting to transition out of alien alternate modes and into earthly alternate modes. So, you know, I can't fault them too much. Yeah, I got some nice, silver paint. Nice spot for Decepticon emblems. Yeah. All in all, it's not bad. Not bad. He's a little lackluster in comparison to Vortex, but, you know. That could just be the bias, because Vortex is my favorite Combaticon. Yeah, he does have, you know, his guns, which you can remove. And there's the space shuttle without guns under it. You are going to want to make sure you keep the guns, because these do have a role to play in the combine mode. So, yeah, make sure you keep those guns. But yeah, so let's go ahead and... Oh, wait, no. I almost forgot again. Here he is with Soundwave. Here he is with Scrapper. DX9's Scrapper, rather. And with Rem from Death Note. That is not accurate scaling, but you know, who cares? Anyway, let's get down to transformation, because this video is running longer than I wanted to already. Go ahead and flip the landing gear up. Untab the wings and bring these sections down. Fold these back. If you want, you can keep these guns pegged in the entire time, but you know, go ahead and bring the feet down and rotate them. Down and rotate. Rotate. Go ahead and open up these sections right here. And just kind of bring it forward so you can bring out, so you can extend the legs. Bring these sections down, they will tab in. Go ahead and split the legs. You're going to want to come back here and untab this section, bring it back. Yeah, it does just kind of sit there, but oh well. Bring the arms down, bring them down. Go ahead and untab the shoulder pads so you have elbow joint. And in homage to the G1 toy, rotate the shuttle cockpit, or the nose cone, so you can see his hands. Yeah, a little stupid, but you know what? It's Legends figure and it's a callback to the G1 toy. I can forgive it. Then you want to kind of push down on this purple section right here, so you can bring up the head and bring it up so it, you know, pops into place. And there we have Blast Off. Looking really nice, really spiffy. Mostly brown with the purple chest. Nicely done head sculpt, although the paint's a little sloppily applied. Yeah. Just kind of... The ball joint, I can already see the ball joints are a little loose on him, so he's kind of balancing on the tail fin. But yeah. And like I said, you can go ahead and keep these guns just tabbed into the wings. Another homage to the G1 toy, because he had giant fuck you cannons that stored under the wings in shuttle mode and right on the legs in robot mode. So yeah, hey, homages to G1 galore with this guy. Which is not bad, I really like that. Yeah. Not too much to say. He's really cool. Articulation, the head is on a ball joint. And it's also on this panel, so if you want him to look up more, you just... yeah, that folds it into the body, but hey, you can... it's a thing you can do. Rotate... you can rotate the arms, they're on a ball joint and a hinge. So you can get really good range of motion there. As long as you keep the shoulder pads untabbed. You have bicep rotation and a little over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. And of course, wrist rotation, standard with these guys. You do have an ab crunch. Yes, it's mostly for for the elbow, but hey, you have an ab crunch on a fucking Legends figure. That is epic. The legs can kick forward that far with loose ball joints. You can kick back that far if you move this panel out of the way. Outward, you can do the full splits. You do have thigh rotation. I'm going to stiffen these ball joints when I'm done with this. You have a little under 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and the feet are on ball joints and a hinge right here, so you can move them however you want. But yeah, and then you can take his other gun. Apparently this is supposed to be his. Plug it into his hand, and yeah, there is Blast Off. Now, on to my favorite, finally. We have Vortex, the helicopter. Oh my gosh. This figure looks really cool, in my opinion. My other Vortex, basically nothing is wrong with him, except two of the blades snapped off. So I turned him into Alpha Bravo when I repainted him. Sue me. Yeah, he's, nice. It's not quite a realistic helicopter, but, hey, who cares? These are robots that turn into vehicles that also combine into a giant, so you know what? Fuck it. But yeah. Again, there's not too much to say, but, as I pop the windshield off, but, everything I want to say about him basically translates to, I really like this figure. He's cool. He has, 4 rotors, or 4 blades, which spin nicely. Yeah. I see what's wrong. I was gonna comment that, this one's cockpit doesn't like to stay, but that's because the knees were improperly transformed. But yeah. So, here is Vortex next to Soundwave. I guess this could be correct scaling. I don't know. Here she is. Okay, that was a little Freudian slip. With me, Vortex is almost always female, just because. And same with Blast Off, but I was able to remember G1, Blast Off was a guy, so... If you hear me call Vortex and Blast Off she's, that's why. My headcanon, they are females. I'm going to try to call them their, proper genders from G1, but, sue me. Don't sue me if I fuck it up, okay? Here, he is with Scrapper. Yeah. And here he is with Rem. Anyway, onward to transformation. So, you don't have to remove the blades, but I will to, just to show you guys, make it a little bit easier to see. You do, however, have to remove the cockpit. This focus will kind of just become a gun for him, which is really nice. Again, you don't have to remove these guns, but I will, just to make it easier to show you. And here's the base helicopter. So what you're going to want to do is you want to come under here, open these sections, kind of bend it so it untabs the whole front, and flip the front down to form the legs. Flip, flip. Close that up. Now bring these sections down to create the feet. Bring the arms down. They do tab into the chest. So untab them and then bring them down. Make sure you don't engage the backwards ab crunch. Go ahead and bring this tail section down. Like that. Rotate the head. And let's go ahead and put the blades back on. So you see it kind of just folds right there in between the copter blades. And you can, plug these guns onto the forearms, or if you kind of use these hinges to move the rotor sections back, you can tab them onto these sections right here, creating, that, and then you can use this hinge to fold them up, which is really cool. I don't really do that. Another display option, if you want, is you can plug the rotor into his arm and have him use it as a giant shield, which, hey, if you want to do that, go ahead. I know I do. Because, these are Legends figures. They are meant to be played with. That's why the conversions are so simple. Some companies don't get that. Magic swear. New Age. But Iron Factory does. And then you're also going to... We'll put the weapon in his hand after we go over articulation. But, yeah. He's cool. He's cool. Again, definitely goes more for the G1 toy over the G1 cartoon, which I kind of prefer the cartoon aesthetic, but oh well. I'm not the one who designed these. But yeah, looks really good. Yeah, he does have a backpack that does look a little messy, but who cares? It's a Legends figure. Yeah, oh, and I forgot, you can shift his shoulders upwards. Forgot to do that. But yeah, it looks real good. Let's take a look at that head sculpt. Nice and vortexy. Nice and evil. Yeah. Articulation, the shoulders are, of course, ball joint and hinge. Their head is on ball joint. The back rotor blades can move if you need them to, I guess. Bicep, rotate, double jointed elbow, wrist rotation, waist rotation. Technically, he doesn't have an ab crunch unless you engage the combine mode elbow. Then you can do an ab crunch, but yeah, he doesn't. He can move back if you want. That serves any fucking purpose to you. You know what? These rotors are starting to get in the way. I'm going to remove them. You don't have to. They are just starting to get in the way. Yeah, you can kick forward. That far. Back. That far. Outward. You got the full splits. You got thigh rotation. You got double jointed knee that goes about that far. And you do have ball jointed feet. But yeah. You can go ahead and take the cockpit and use this little piece right here. Plug it. Plug it into Vortex's hand. Don't let this piece fall off. Yeah, and then go ahead and plug the rotors back on. I know I just took them off, but go and plug them back on. Bacon. Anyway. But yeah. So there are the Combaticons in robot mode. And I really like these guys. They're fun to mess around with. They are, they're just all around really cool and really fun. For comparison, here they are with a Lego minifigure. Here they are with Iron Factory's Soundwave. An official Iron Factory Soundwave, who's leaning forward, but you know what? Who cares? And here they are with DX9's Scrapper, who's leaning to one side, motherfucker. Whatever, you get it. Yeah. So, that would be it, but of course, we all know the Combaticons. We all know this isn't it. So, let's get these guys back into their vehicle modes, except for Onslaught, and make us a Bruticus. Alrighty, we are all back into vehicle mode. Yes, I did have to disassemble the Bruticus bust so I can get Swindle's thing. But yeah, so let's get down to combination. Alright, so taking these guys all off to the side. What we are going to do, we are going to start with Swindle. Of course, pop his weapons off. Come here, take the feet. You're gonna want to the section with. You're gonna want the feet with the slots. To go with his tabs right here. Slide those in. There's a tab right here that will go into his crotch. Make sure that's all good, fine and dandy. And bring the hood up. Brawl, you're going to want to remove the weapons as well. Flip the turret up. From here, there's a couple of different things you can do. You can just rotate the turret and call it done. You can leave the turret like this. Yeah, you can leave it like this if you want. What I do, because otherwise you're just going to have Brawl's head sticking out the back of Bruticus's calf, is I use the second joint to bring it up like this, and then I push Brawl's head up a little bit. Okay, maybe not up that far, jeez. Just a little bit so it kind of covers it up. And then, you know, because the turret's hollow, you know, again, slots, tabs. There's a tab, there's a slot right in his ass that this will go into. And that in. And we have some Bruticus legs. Now, Onslaught. This is where all the parts forming, other than the hands and feet, come in. You are going to want to flip his head in. You're going to take his turret, or his cannons. You would think you would remove them, but no, you don't have to. Rotate them, bring them up like this, and then fold them down over his head, like this. That is really cool. Go ahead and fold his feet in, if they don't already do it. Bring his arms, and, you know, fold them all the way up like this. There's a tab, there's a slot. Holds together a little bit better than the other one, than my old one. Da-da-da. You're going to want to spread his legs. That sounds really bad. You're going to bend them at this joint right here. And there you go. Onslaught is basically ready for combination. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take this back section, come under here, and flip out these pieces right here. These are the shoulder joints that Blast Off and Vortex will peg into. Rotate that. Rotate that. We are going to take the crotch, take this tab right here, we'll slot right into his crotch. Maybe. There we go. There we go. Take the chest. This tab will slot right into there. Maybe. There we go. Bring the head down. Now, this section, you have these tabs right here, and these slots right here, and right here. It'll go into these slots right here, and this slot in this tab on the gun. And then there are tabs right in here that will go into slots in the chest. And there we go. There we have Onslaught ready to combine. Now, you're going to want to bring the windshields up. There's this little slot right here that this tab will go into. Like that. And then bring the knee up. Do the same thing on Swindle's side. Don't untab the front of the car. That's the first time I've had that happen on any of these. Jeez, that's tight. And you can see this guy is getting big. Next, we are going to take Blast off. Remove his gun. Go ahead and remove these guns. And peg them together. Next, we are going to flip his landing gear in. Untab the wings like you're going into robot mode. And then you are going to want to grab like right here and pull back. And bring the combined mode elbow out, which is really tight on mine. And, you know, rotate it so it's facing like this. You do want the shuttle facing this way, like the G1 toy, because it will not connect together if you have it like this. Then you come to these rocket pods right here. Take this fist, the one with the 2 tabs, right here. Go ahead and... oh, wow, that is stiff. Okay. Jeez. Go ahead and get the hands in a configuration you want. And then it will just tab in like this. These slots right here go into these tabs right here. Just want to tab that in like so. Why are you leaning back so much? One sec. Okay, I think I got that fixed. Anyway, oh, you're gonna want to take these guns, flip them down like this, and you see this slot right here? Go ahead and slide that in, and boom, gap filler. Now we're gonna take Vortex. Remove everything except for the rotors. Remove the cockpit. Remove these guns. You're gonna want to rotate the rotor back like this. Then you're gonna want to untab and bring the shoulder or the elbow out. Rotate it like that. Take the arms, untab them. There's another tab up here, so you're gonna want to tab them in right there. Like that. And let's go ahead and split the legs just for a second, because you want to take the cockpit right here, untab this little gun, focus, and then you're going to want to take the handle, and it's going to fit in right in between his legs, like this. Like that. Like that. Fold that up, and make sure this little piece is down. Like that. I want to take the other fist. These are really tight. And rotate it. These tabs are going to go into these slots right here. These tabs up here are going to go into the slots right here. And push that together. And then, boom, you have Vortex in arm mode. And you can go ahead and plug her on right here. Maybe, if it will let you. Jesus Christ, why are you so tight? Okay. And there we have Iron Factory, or a knockoff of Iron Factory's War Giant. And holy fuck, this guy looks good. Comparison, here he is with Iron Factory's Soundwave. Lego minifigure. And I thought I had a regular Voyager class comparison, but apparently not. Here he is with Scrapper. And here he is with DX9's attempt at a Legends Combiner. Yeah, Bruticus is quite a lot bigger. And, I mean, don't get me wrong, this thing isn't as bad as I trashed it in its review, but it's not good. Like, Iron Factory blew this thing out of the park. But yeah, before we get to articulation, there is something else we can do with all the weapons. Yes, the weapons. As well as a couple other things he comes with. You can take the rocket pod, or these sections that held the combined mode hands. You can take them, plug them into his ass, you can plug them into the cannon. I usually just kind of leave them off because, well, I don't like the way they look. You want to take Onslaught's gun, fold it up like this, and bring this section back. Fold this section down to make the handle. Let's see, next you're going to want to take Brawl's guns. Go ahead and straighten out these. You're going to take one side. This tab, focus. Take this tab and I'll plug it into this slot right here. Okay? You with me so far? You are going to want to take Swindle's gun, flip the handle in, take this section, flip it upwards, like that. Take his little pea shooter, plug it in like that. That was a little difficult. And then this tab will go into this slot right here. You're going to want to take Blastoff's gun, fold the handle in, fold this section back. You're going to want to take this 5mm peg, plug it right into here. Bring this down. It will peg, the pea shooter will peg in right there. Then you're going to want to tidy that all up by taking Brawl's other gun and plugging it on the other side. You're going to want to take Vortex's arm guns, plug them on right here. Plug them on right here. You're going to want to take the section from his canopy gun, and it will plug in right here. And boom, you have a giant mofo gun for War Giant, or Bruticus, to hold. And holds in via typical tab in the slot of the palm configuration. If you can manage to do it. It's a lot easier when you're not looking at a camera. Wrap the fingers around it. And boom, he has a giant gun. But that is not the only gun he comes with. If y'all remember that one episode of G1 where the Combaticons try and take over Cybertron, you'll remember that Shockwave turned into gun mode to try and stop them. Well, he comes with a little non-transformable Shockwave that pegs into his hand the same way. Just plug that on, wrap the fingers around, and boom. That is kind of cool. But if this isn't your cup of tea, you know, this non-transformable one, well, why don't you take Iron Factory's Bridge Watcher, their Shockwave, and plug him in instead. So you can have a transformable Shockwave. Which, yeah, he's a little big, and it is kind of selling Shockwave short, but you know what? It's something you can do. Also, while I was grabbing Shockwave, I grabbed an actual Voyager class comparison, so there they are. Anyway, we've seen most of the details before, and this video is already over an hour long. Oh, let's just look at that. Look at that head sculpt. The eyes are kind of blank, because they're made out of the same clear plastic that all the, you know, other highlights and details are. And there's really no way to get actual light piping in there, if you can see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the head apart and paint the eyes red. But yeah, spot for Decepticon emblem. Which when my Decepticon emblems get here, I will definitely be slapping a couple over these guys. But yeah, nice feetsies. All in all, this guy's really cool. Articulation is phenomenal for a combiner. You have the head on a ball joint. You have rotation joint on the shoulders, as well as a joint in the actual limb bots that allow it to go up. And you have an extra click on the actual shoulder that doesn't want to engage for me right now. You have ratcheted elbows, as well as the, other bends these characters got. Wrist swivel, fully articulated hands. The hips can move forward, only about that far. If you want, you can extend Onslaught's legs and then you get a little bit further, but, and I usually shift the legs like this so he stands properly. You have thigh rotation. You have knee bend. You have, let's see if I can show it. Over 90 degrees of bend at the knee, and yeah, swindle is the same way. You have ankle pivot, breakage levels. The toes can flip up, and the toes themselves can pivot, which is really freaking cool. This guy is really posable for a combiner. Hell, even for a normal figure, this guy's really posable. Trying to get him fully in the shot there. I don't know if there's any way you can store, like, these sections for, the bust mode. I don't know. The instructions only acknowledge they exist for that bust mode. But, yeah. Like I said, you can plug these sections really anywhere. Can't store the mini Shockwave, unfortunately. Let's bring out the actual Shockwave. Yeah, they scaled him down quite a bit to actually, properly look good with Bruticus, but, it's still nice that, you have these tabs here so he can still hold the actual transformable Shockwave. That's really neat. So there has been my review of the, what was it? Screw it. We all know who this is. This is Iron Factory's take on Bruticus. If you want this figure, you can go ahead and check really any website. My original one was from Amazon. This one was from AliExpress. You can find them on eBay. But yeah. You can find them on TF Safari. Really anywhere that sells Transformers figures, you can find them. I highly recommend them, especially if you are a Legends collector. Yeah, there is a little bit more parts forming than really should be necessary with the entire chest and shoulders, but given how some Legends combiners combine using a combiner skeleton, I am a lot more willing to put up with this. Especially for the range of motion and all that. This guy doesn't feel, when he's combined, he doesn't feel like 5 individual figures. He feels like one massive action figure meant to, look like 5 individual figures. But that has been my review, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.